Russia says all options are on the table in response to recent attacks by Ukraine. The Kremlin has confirmed a bridge that was bombed in Crimea has now reopened. Moscow has accused Kyiv of attempted attacks on Russian infrastructure and says the strike caused no damage. The bridge is used to supply Russian forces. Russia's defense ministry says its forces have captured 2 more settlements in Ukraine. Let's bring in Yulia Shapovalova. She joins us from Moscow. So what have we been hearing from the Kremlin about this?
Well, if we talk about the official reaction, then Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has confirmed that Ukraine indeed tried to attack the construction supporting the Crimean bridge, the Kerch bridge, rather. Its name is. According to Peskov, nothing was damaged and that Ukraine continues to attack peaceful infrastructure. But Russia is taking all the necessary precautions to prevent such attacks in the future. While Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov has also commented on the Ukrainian attack, saying that Russia demands that the UK and the US react appropriately in order to put an end to further escalation. And it's up to the Russian Defense Ministry to make a decision of how to react to the attacks, and all the options are on the table, as you mentioned that. So yesterday, on Tuesday, June the 3rd, the Ukrainian Security Service, SBU, said that the bridge had been attacked with more than a ton of explosives. Earlier on June the 1st, Ukraine also attacked Russian airfields, housing strategic bombers capable of carrying nuclear weapons. Pro-war bloggers called the operation the Russian Pearl Harbor, while opposition activists have said that the comparison is historically not accurate, as initially it was Russia which attacked Ukraine in first place. And many here agree that it's been a severe blow to Russia's intelligence services and a severe image loss for Russia's military. But as we can see, despite the military actions, Kyiv continues to insist on peace talks, while Russia sees it as a new round of escalation.
OK, that's Yulia Shapovalova bringing us all the very latest from Moscow. Many thanks, Yulia. Peter Zalmayev is Executive Director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative, and he joins us now from Kyiv. Good to have you with us. So Sunday's attack by Ukraine, I mean, it certainly lifted morale in the country, but how concerned are you about Russia's retribution and that bringing a new escalation in this war?
Well, Ukraine does not need to stage any spectacular attacks on Russia's nuclear, bearing aircraft in order to expect retaliation. Retaliation, as you know, happens in Ukraine on a daily basis. And having said, obviously, this was sui generis. This was quite an amazing event, as we've been discussing. It's been quite a strike, quite a blow to Vladimir Putin's self-esteem as well. And so, yes, there will be retaliation. The war correspondents, the warmongering party, and that's pretty much all of Russia. But I'm talking about those that post on Telegram channels and that try to sway Kremlin's opinion. They've been calling once again for a nuclear strike on Ukraine, which actually goes against Russia's nuclear doctrine. I mean, it would you would think that they would only use nuclear weapons against another nuclear power, but there's a loophole there that if you strike on Russia's nuclear capacity, speaking broadly, that means those airplanes that carry nuclear bombs. Plausibly, Putin and the Kremlin might make that decision. But I think it's more likely we can expect a strike by Oreshnik. That is one of the, state-of-the-art latest missiles that Russia has used against Ukraine. It's a ballistic missile. And so that is a possibility. But once again, we're talking about a strike on civilians. I mean, that's what Putin has concentrated on, as opposed to what Ukraine has done. And it did it in this case. It struck against Russia's military targets. It avoids hitting civilians.
I just want to get on, because we haven't got a huge amount of time, I just want to get on to the talks in Istanbul, which of course fell far short of a ceasefire. And we heard Zelenskyy today saying that any more meetings at this level are essentially meaningless. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with this. I think Vladimir Putin has tried to make this process as meaningless as possible without alienating Donald Trump completely. He wants Ukraine to be the guilty party and actually force it to walk away, because we saw this memorandum that the Russians produced in Istanbul in the second round. And once again, the demands the Russian side is putting forward are pretty much capitulation of Ukraine. So that is a provocation. Ukraine knows it's meaningless, but it cannot afford to leave these talks because it wants to be on the good side of Donald Trump.
Okay, that's Peter Zalmayev joining us from Kyiv. Many thanks, Peter.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.